Hey guys, I just thought I would show you today what I'm doing. I'm working down in my craft area and working on some orders for some cups. So, I'm going for if I remember correctly, the Milky Way theme for the cups that I'm making, and I'm using KS resin. Love this resin. I already have it mixed here, 1 part A to 1 part B. And we already have the cups glittered and epoxied, and I will show you guys those. Okay, so now since we have our epoxy made, we're going to epoxy the cups with a layer of fresh epoxy, and then we're going to mix up our micas into the epoxy. So I'm using magenta, purple, this gray, and these are all from Amazon. This one is from Pearl Scent Pigment Powders. I have a whole set of theirs, and I love their micas. And this is the shade Cornflower. It's a really pretty blue. And then these are Black Diamond. Sorry, the black is from Black Diamond, and their micas are amazing. Love them. This one is from Mayspring called White Pearl, and this is a beautiful white when it's mixed with the epoxy. So I'm going to go ahead and mix those up really quick, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Now, for this step, you only want to apply a thin layer of your epoxy because you're going to need a good amount to do all your colors on your cups in the next step. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys. So I just take a gloved finger and just kind of generously spread it around. It doesn't have to be perfect because it will flatten itself out as it spins. So you're just gonna generously apply. You just want a nice even layer. Otherwise, when you add your colors on the next step, they're not going to spread evenly, and then it just won't look right. So you just want to make sure everything is spread evenly across the whole cup, like so. So now you're going to want to take your torch, and at this phase you want to try and pop any bubbles. So now we're going to mix our micas in with our leftover epoxy. Okay, so I'm going to just try and evenly disperse the epoxy that I have left over. And this is what we're going to mix our mica powders into. And I have 6 different colors. So we're going to do 6 different cups, and honestly, I might even have some left over. And as you can tell from my countertop, it's very used. I've been doing this for about 5 years now. It was my main stream of income while I was a stay-at-home mom, but now I work and do this on the side. Okay. So I always like to start with the lightest color first. So we're going to start with the pearl white, or white pearl, sorry. And just take a dash and pop it in there. And you do that with all the colors that you pick. Okay, so as you can tell, I have just a dosh of the mica powder in each little medicine cup. So I'm going to give all these a mix, and then we'll move to pouring them onto the tumblers. Okay, so I'm going to start with the pink, blue, and purple one. So this is kind of like diagonal across the cup. So you just want to take your mixed mica and go, there's really no rhyme or reason with it, but you obviously want to go with the color that you made it for. And when you apply heat to it, all of this is going to combine and melt together and look really beautiful. You just have to trust the process. So I'm going in with the purple, and you can dabble it down the bottom of the cup. And I don't want to cover up all the glitter, so I'm going kind of light-handed. I'm just literally dipping my popsicle stick in the epoxy with the mica, and you don't touch the cup, you just kind of drag it across like this, and it leaves little streaks. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the magenta color to go over the pink. And you can honestly, you can let like your epoxy sit a little bit and it'll thicken, so it's not as runny when you're trying to apply it on the cup, and it's easier to control it that way. And just remember to not rush when you're doing it, because then that's how you wind up making mistakes. 5 years of a lot of trial and error with certain designs. I'd use my heat gun, but because I really don't want a lot of these colors to move too much, I'm just going to use my torch and go over it and pop the bubbles. And just this little bit of heat will make it move how I want it to anyway. And you can also, if your turner changes directions, you can do that as well, and it'll help kind of shift the colors and how you want it. But that is how you make the Milky Way tumbler style. It's fairly simple, and it turns out really beautiful.